10 years. ठीक है, now everyone write good morning. तो वो रिकॉर्डिंग में आ जाएगा.
Good morning, sir.
अरे write good morning. It will be recorded as your attendance.
Become overacting, huh?
Like communication gap or acting gap. Okay, everyone write good morning or present sir in the chat box. Okay, applicable to those who have not yet written. Those who have joined now. ठीक है, तो I hope your studying is going on, and second module का half I'll complete today. Okay, not the entire second module. Just go through and again same. कुछ डाउट है तो पूछ लो. Okay, चलो सब लोग लिखे. ठीक है, shall I start? ठीक है, I assume it as yes sir. Okay. So it's second module, revision of managerial economics. This module is about demand analysis, and a pretty big module. So we have studied law of demand, exceptions to law of demand, elasticity of demand, then all about supply, then classification of price, income elasticity, cross elasticity, advertising, this. Then uses of elasticity in managerial decision making, and how to measure the elasticity, and again of supply, elasticity of supply. Then about finally about demand forecasting. ठीक है, तो थोड़ा बहुत बहुत कुछ है इसमें, बट यू डोंट हैव एनी न्यूमेरिकल इन दिस. ठीक है, तो सिर्फ थियरी है डिमांड का, पर कुछ प्रॉब्लम है. So again, demand is the desire for a commodity backed by the ability and willingness to pay for it. Okay, so demand should have both the things. Firstly, it should have desire from the customers or the consumer's point of view, because he should want to have it. Okay, and other one is ability and willingness to pay for it. ठीक है, उसके पास पैसा रहना चाहिए, and you should have ability to pay for it. Okay, a person can desire a car. Okay, so he wants a car, he desires a car, but he doesn't have any money to pay, so the demand will not be met. Or else a person will have money, but he doesn't desire to have a car. He will have a willingness to pay for it, he'll have the ability, he'll have the money to pay for it, but if he doesn't desire to buy that car, then the demand will not be met. So for demand, both the things should be there. Desire bhi rehna chahiye, and paisa bhi rehna chahiye. So both the things should be there. Desire and willingness and ability to pay for that demand. So if both are there, then the demand will be met. And as per the law of demand, the other things remaining constant, when the price of the product rises, the demand for that commodity falls. Okay, price of the product rises, demand for that commodity falls, and vice versa. When the price of the commodity falls, the demand for that commodity rises. So we got with this graph. Okay, a 3 marks question. What is demand? ये पूरा लिख दो. ठीक है. What is demand or what is law of demand? Anything demand related, anything you get for 3 marks, this is the answer. Okay, demand is this is this graph small. And again, you can explain at price P1, the quantity is Q1, and as price decreases from P1 to P2, quantity increases from Q1 to Q2 below this graph. Okay, just explanation of it. Okay, so ये तो this was pretty simple. Ex- Exceptions to law of demand. Okay, in this, well, there are, I say, exceptions. If we try to see, there will be many exceptions. Okay, but they are grouped into three. Okay, first, it is given goods. Okay, you can see many groceries here. Okay, pav hai, bread hai, and jawar hai, and something else is there, honey is there. Okay, so day to day goods or giffen goods, which includes our staple food also, they come under giffen goods. So they are kind of important goods. They are not necessarily, what do you say, cheap goods or low cost goods. Okay, they are considered as inferior goods, but they are also considered as the important goods for day to day life. So that so when a person gets his income, gets his salary, gets his profit from the business, or get any income for his survival, then the first thing he will spend it and will be on giffen goods. Okay, so that's the reason it has been categorized as inferior goods कि सबसे पहला खर्चा जो करेगा, that will be on the giffen goods. Okay, so suppose a person is eating maybe uh, chapati in breakfast, and he might be eating even cornflakes for the breakfast. Okay, sometimes. So when the price rises, he is not able to purchase the cornflakes. He'll skip the cornflakes and instead switch to only for wheat bread for chapati. Okay, so the demand for that wheat bread will not change. Sorry, the chapati will not change, but the demand for that cornflakes will go down. Okay, but the demand for giffen goods never changes in spite of rise in income, or decrease in price, or increase in price, whatever happens. So this is the exception to the law of demand. So in law of demand, anything, price of anything is changing, the demand for that thing also changes, but in giffen goods it doesn't happen. ठीक है, Veblen goods का, if price increases, the demand will also increase. Okay, if price decreases, maybe demand will also decrease, because giffen good Veblen goods are kind of a status symbol or a prestige. So example, paintings and rare paintings which are there, or gold stones which are there. Okay, or precious stones which are there. Okay, the more the price of the product, the more will be demand of that product. Okay, because the product will be a kind of a unique for a person who is buying that. So if everyone starts buying that same thing, then the demand for the those product will not be there. So the supplier will try to, or the manufacturer will try to keep the price as high, so that everyone should not have it, and only few selected people will buy it, so that it will be under the category of prestige goods or Veblen goods. Okay, same goes for a few of the branded products which manufactures just a pen, uh, like Mont Blanc. They have their pens which starts from somewhere 5,000 onwards. Okay, a simple pen रहेगा, it starts from 5,000. They have wallets which starts from 10,000. Okay, wallet for men. ठीक है, 10,000 का अमाउंट भी नहीं रख सकते शायद, बट 10,000 का वॉलेट रहेगा. ओके, कार्ड्स विल बी देयर ओनली. ठीक है, तो ऐसे सब थिंग्स which are categorized as Veblen goods. Okay, he and one more thing. These goods like Giffen goods, Veblen goods, they once some goods fall under this category, it is not necessary that it will be there in that category itself. Okay, for example, mobile phones 20 years back were considered as Veblen goods. Only a few people used to have it. Okay, maybe 20, चलो 30 years पकड़ लो. Okay, before 30 years back तो नहीं, बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. At least 20 years, 20-25 years, if you can take. So 20 years back, mobile phones were considered as Veblen goods, because the price of mobile incoming calls was also there, and outgoing charge is very high. Okay, only few people could afford it. So it was considered as Veblen good, and it was not considered as that necessary good. But now mobile phones have been has now entered into Giffen goods. Okay, now it is mandatory for everyone to have a mobile phone. Okay, otherwise the communication will be very difficult. So now mobile phone has been included in Giffen goods. So there can be some products which will be there in the Giffen goods, okay, which will come under Veblen goods after a certain period of time. Okay, and vice versa can happen. Then the third one is expectation of further price rise. Okay, this is again different. This I have made put a photo of a stock market. Okay, this happens mostly in stock market, or it happens when there is a calamity, and people are worried that after certain time the price of this product will rise. So because of that, in spite of not decrease in the price, the people will go out and buy. Okay, suppose the price is increasing, even then people will go out and buy because they think that in future the price will rise again. Okay, so expectation of future price rise also is a exception to law of demand, as in when the price of a stock is going up today, so maybe people will think that stock is performing good today, so it will perform better tomorrow, and much better the next day. So people, in spite of the price going high, the people will try to buy it. The people will buy it again in the anticipation that tomorrow the price will rise, day after the price will rise. Same way in the pandemic situation, when there is a in the pandemic situation, when there is a expectation that in future or in a few days there might be a lockdown or something like that, so the we'll not able to get the grocery, so people rush in spite of high products in yeah, people rush in spite of high price for the products. They rush and they try to buy because they expect that the future further they might not get the product, or get the product at a higher price. Okay, so the exceptions. इसमें कोई doubt है तो पूछ रहा हूँ. Okay, elasticity of demand. अच्छा, in elasticity of demand again. अच्छा, ये भी है ना, exceptions to law of demand. It can come for 7 marks. Okay, then of 5 line explanation maybe of given goods, and maybe 2 3 lines of examples for each of them. Okay, maybe a 2 page answer for this. Okay, and again elasticity of demand in which the graphs are there. One minute. Okay, so elasticity of demand in which the graphs are there. Okay, so you need to study it in the way that you are comparing it. Okay, comparison, and try to remember any one of the graph. Okay, so that you can get other graphs by applying some logic. Okay, for this too, infinite or perfectly elastic or infinite or perfectly inelastic, you need to remember. Okay, how you will remember: a small change in price, okay, is causing a huge change in demand. Small change in price is causing a huge change in demand. In this, the price, whatever the price is, price change is there, the demand is exactly this much. There jitna hai demand, the quantity of demand hai, the exactly it will be this much. So whatever the price is changing from 0 to p, the demand will not change. Again, this is not the realistic one. This is a theoretical analysis. In this, a small change in price can affect a huge change in demand. There might be this much might be the demand, at maybe this uske niche ka thoda sa, and just a small infinitesimal increase, the demand can increase to the quantity of demand can increase. A small decrease in price, sorry, decrease in price ko increase in demand. Okay, so these two you have to remember. Again, if I talked about these two, then you can remember it in this: a small change in price is causing a huge increase in demand. a small decrease from here to here is causing a huge increase in the quantity. A small increase in the price is causing a huge decrease in the quantity. Okay, so if you can make this and try to apply this logic, then this is having very less slope. Okay, so if you make it parallel to x-axis, then you will have zero slope. Then it will not be highly elastic demand, it will be infinite elastic demand. Okay, same way for this, this is having less slope, then it is highly elastic. Then you will have more slope, then it will be highly inelastic or relatively inelastic demand. Okay, and same way as this is very much near to y-axis, it is almost parallel to y-axis. So if you make it exactly parallel to y-axis, then you will not have highly inelastic, you will have perfectly inelastic. Okay, which will be parallel to y-axis. So only by one drawing by one graph, you can apply that logic and you can draw the rest of them. Okay, and similarly for the unitary elastic ka bhi exactly whatever the change is there in the price, that same change you will see in the quantity of the demand also. Okay, so this is a normal demand curve in which exactly जितना change कर रहे हैं price उतना ही exactly demand भी change हो रहा है. Okay, again, maybe a 7 marks question. Okay, for this. ठीक है, कुछ और कुछ पूछना है? Anything you want to ask? ठीक है. Okay, then law of supply. Okay, law of supply again. The law of supply states that the thing remaining constant, when the price of the product rises, the supply for that commodity rises, and when the price of the product falls, the supply for that commodity falls. Okay, law of supply from the producer's point of view, from the seller's point of view, from the supplier's point of view. Okay, what he will think. Okay, what he will think that he'll get a profit, what he will think that he'll be having benefit for the supply. Oh, that law of supply will be applicable for him. Law of demand is applicable for the consumers, law of supply will be applicable for the producers. So when consumers are happy, when the price of the product is low, so we can buy the same quantity at a higher price, at a lower price, same quantity. So they might buy more quantity, or more consumers will come to buy that product. Okay, so that will happen. So it is from the consumer's point of view. For that matter, for supply's point of view, law of supply's point of view, then it will be from the producer's point of view. If the price is increasing of those products, then I'll make more profit by selling them. If price is decreasing of that product, I'll produce less profit from selling them. So if the producer is having more profit, he will try to sell more. If producer is having less profit, he'll try to sell less. So basically, selling more and selling less is supplying more or supplying less. Okay, supplying to the market. So the market will not have much of the supply of any product if the price is very low. Okay, you must have seen in the news channels that the price of tomatoes is going 2 rupees 1 kg, or 1 rupee 1 kg somewhere in some states, in some cities. Then the farmers are throwing all the tomatoes on the streets, or wasting all the tomatoes, or not bringing it into the market. Okay, because if they if they even sell it, they'll not get any kind of a profit jane to, they'll not get even a break even. Okay, so okay, so that's the reason they'll not be happy to sell it. So for a supplier, what is the price of the product? It is very important. Okay, one thing not related to related to this, not included in the syllabus, what you call for the farmer is minimum support price. Okay, so minimum support price is when, as the law of supply says, if the price of the product is increasing, the commodity of the product, the supply for that product will increase. Okay, but the price is when the price is decreasing like this. Okay, when the price is decreasing like this, technically the supply will also decrease. So when technically when the price is maybe 1 rupee, the supply should be maybe 1 kg for the entire market. It should that be the case. It should be that the case. So what happens is when a farmer or a producer starts manufacturing any product, any growing any crops, okay, there might be a good price for the product in the market. But when the crop grows and when he harvests the crop, when he cuts the crop, brings it to the market, by that time the supply can increase in the market, or the price may be very low for whatever he is bringing. So he is anticipating when he is growing when he is growing the produce. Okay, when he has started growing the produce, in the price the market of the tomatoes may be 5 rupees or 10 rupees. But when he's bringing the tomatoes, the cost of producing the tomatoes is maybe 2 or 3 rupees per kg for in his farm. When he's bringing the tomatoes into the market, the price of the commodity when he's trying to sell is just 1 rupee. Okay, so there will be a loss for him. So there is called as a MSP, or minimum support price. That is when you are coming into the market to take by taking your produce, whatever the price of the product is in the market, there will be an assurance from the government that okay, whatever the price is there in the market, we'll not take from that price. At least we'll take it 3 rupees per kg. Okay, you can come and sell it to us. You understand? Okay, so if the price of the product is very low in the market, 1 rupees है, तो उधर जाके बेच के फायदा नहीं है. So instead, the farmer can go to a government godown, then and he can sell his tomatoes at 3 rupees. Okay, maybe he'll be saved from that 2 rupee per kg loss for him. So that is MSP. It doesn't. So there is a ceiling kept for the support of the farmers. Okay, so just a insight. Okay. Then again, elasticity of supply. Elasticity में there is a perfect elasticity of supply and infinite or perfect elasticity of supply. अरे sorry हाँ, this is inelastic. This is inelastic supply. Okay, so it is same as in demand. Okay, the small change in price will cause a change in quantity. Huge change in price also will not able to change the quantity. Okay, so and again the same way for this. Now, in this is it has a maybe a positive slope again for the supply. In demand, you will have negative slope. That means whenever you keep a whenever you keep a ball over here, the ball will roll and come to origin. Whenever you keep a ball over here, the ball will roll and come to origin. Then it is said as the positive slope. Whereas in the demand, it will have like this. So whenever you keep a ball here, the slope of the demand will try to move the ball away from the origin. So it will have a negative slope. Okay, so this is how you connect it with the mathematical terms. So elasticity of supply, a positive slope. Elasticity of demand will always have a negative slope. And the final thing is unitary elastic supply. Okay, so okay, so this is a unitary elastic supply. Again, for one unit change in price is causing a 1 unit change in quantity. Okay, again, then this is very similar to demand. I'm keep getting messages. Sorry for that. Yeah, close the internet. Yeah. So 1 unit change in price is causing a 1 unit change in supply. Okay, so that's it. Elasticity of demand, elasticity of supply. This, if I try to combine it, okay, if I try to combine it, Okay, so if I try to combine this demand and supply, this demand and supply analysis, equilibrium price analysis, okay, not that important, but you can have a look. Okay, this is not that difficult also. Okay, so this is drawing both the demand curve and the supply curve on one another. Okay, so this is the price as E, or this is the quantity E at which the price of the product and the supply for that product will be at equilibrium, and the demand, whatever the demand for that market is for that product, will be exactly equal to the whatever supply the producers are supplying. Okay, so that is 400 rupees, the price of the product, and 40 products the supplier are able to sell in the market. So this will be a kind of a perfect market wherein the demand for the product is 440 and the supply for the product is also 40. There is no extra supply or there is no less supply. So the price is maintained at 400 rupees exactly. Okay, so that is the equilibrium price, and it will never happen in a practical market. Practically as a whole, it will never happen that the demand for that product and the supply for that product is exactly same. It may happen for few hours, a few days. Okay, otherwise it will be keep fluctuating between this surplus and shortage. Here, what is there? Surplus. Surplus means at point A, my demand is this much, that is 20. ठीक है, 20 products का demand है at point A. Okay, the price of that product is 600. So my demand from 40 has been reduced to 20. 40 tha initially, my demand at 400. Now the price has increased to 600. So at 600, the quantity of demand is only 20. But at 600, in that anticipation that there will be more profit for me, then the producer will produce more products, that is maybe 60 products he'll produce and bring it to the market because the price is increasing. The price has gone up by 200 more, so 600 ho gaya price. So in the anticipation that I'll get more profit, the producer has produced 60. So 60 products ka supply hai and 20 products ka demand. So there is a surplus of 40 products in the market. ज़्यादा है 40 because the demand has gone down. So because of this, the demand has gone down. There is a surplus of 40 products. Those 40 products will be getting wasted, uh, and the producer will not be able to sell those 40 products, and it will be a wastage for him or a storage for him. So because of that, he will try to reduce the price, give schemes to the government, give schemes to the consumers. Okay, try to sell those products at a lesser price. So because of that, the price slowly starts to drop from 600 to 500. Still he'll have surplus, or still he's producing something. Okay, in line the products are coming, the products are on the way here. So he tries to sell the old products. So he keep on decreasing the price to 500 to 400, even to 300. He keeps on decreasing the price unless the old products are getting sold and the consumers are coming in to the market as prices reducing slowly. From 20, the demand will go up to 30, 40, 50, like that, then finally to 60 when the price of the product is 200, when all the old products are sold out and new products are arriving. Okay, so that is happening. Now the demand has reached up to 60 rupees. Now there is a shortage of products because all old products are sold out and new products have just started arriving. So the supply is having a shortage. Okay, and the demand has increased to 60 because the price has decreased. Now as the demand has increased, okay, so the supplier tries to increase the price because he has more, what do you say, he has less products. Okay, but more people are coming to him. He has only 20 products but 60 people are coming to buy the products. So who will pay the more, he will have the benefit. So that's the reason there is a increase in the price as well, so which is happening because because of the pandemic the hospital beds are low. So because of that, less of supply and more people want hospital beds for the treatment of their patients. So more people are coming in for the treatment, and less space is available in the hospitals. So because of more demand and less of supply of the beds, the price of the beds is going up. Okay, very much kind of common sense. So the price of the product starts to increase. Okay, and the demand for that product slowly starts decreasing because the price is increasing. A normal thing. Whenever you analyze this kind of a graph, try to think from the price perspective, and what is affecting the price. Okay, what is being affected, because the changes in price is happening because of the demand curve or because of the supply curve. Okay, whenever we say that the price of onion is increasing, because the demand is increasing, no, the price of onion, we don't start consuming, matlab the consumption of onion doesn't increase directly, okay, without any reason. The supply of the onion becomes less, and because of less supply here, the supply has become very less, and the demand is very high. Okay, in that case, or if the supply is very less, okay, then there is a huge demand, then the consumer, the producer will start increasing the prices. Jab supply come hai, whenever the supply is less and the demand is more, the producer will start increasing the price, and it will increase the price in such a way that it will surpass this, and we will be in the will be technically will be going in the surplus in the event. So there will be always a fluctuation between shortage and supply, like this. Okay, ठीक है, तो बहुत हो गया ये. I hope you're not bored. Anything you want to ask? Any new? Anyways. So this I'll do, and we'll finish up this lecture. Measurements of price elasticity, how to measure it. Okay, the price elasticity of demand, cross elasticity, income elasticity, advertising and promotion elasticity. Very, very important. It can come 3 marks for any one of them. Okay, 7 marks for cross elasticity also it can come. One once it has come. And remember, measurement, if it comes, only then you have to write all the four. If only measurement comes. Okay, elasticity of demand भी आ गया. तो what are the measurements of elasticity of demand? ये what is elasticity of demand, then only that graphs, 5 graphs. Okay, or measurement of price elasticity of demand भी आया, तो भी those graphs, because measurement of elasticity will be this. Measurement of price elasticity of demand means only first one. Okay, you have to pretty much be well versed with what they are asking and what is there in the syllabus and what you have studied. Okay, you have to contemplate that, and you have to write. If you're not getting anything, write everything which you know as per the marks. ठीक है, तो एक प्राइस इलास्टिसिटी है. It is basically a ratio of quantity demanded for the product X divided by change in the price of the product. In any of these formulas, the quantity of demand will always be in the numerator, and the other, what do you say, the other variable will be in the denominator. Always the quantity which is demanded will always be in the numerator, and the other thing will be in the denominator. Yeah, so this is what the thing is. And in price elasticity again, this. Okay. In price elasticity, you will have determinants of elasticity also. Price elasticity that will do in next class, I guess. Okay. How to, what are the basic determinants of price elasticity? Okay, just remember for this. Second is a cross elasticity. Cross elasticity, same percentage change in the quantity of demanded products. Quantity of demand is upper, but the percentage change in the price of product Y. So there, the demand for one product is dependent on the price of another product, because they are cross elasticity. Okay, you will hear the term of cross selling. Okay, in the marketing, you might have heard it already. Cross selling, when I'm buying one product and a related product I'm being sold by the salesperson in that same shop. Okay, or your yeah, or you have applied for maybe a bank account, and along with bank account they are selling you a demat account to open up the shares, to yeah, to invest in shares. Okay, so the securities branch of that bank is trying to sell you the demat account when you are going to open up a bank account. So even that is a cross selling. Cross elasticity is when one product is dependent on the price or the price of that another product. So there are two things in this: substitute products and complementary products. Substitute product, if I don't get Coca-Cola, I'll go and buy Pepsi. So if price rises of Coca-Cola, okay, then the demand for Pepsi will go up. If the price drops of Coca-Cola, the demand of Pepsi will go down. If Pepsi is not changing its prices, if Pepsi has kept its prices same, then any change in the price of the Coke, if it's substitute product Coca-Cola, then the demand for that Pepsi will also change. Okay, so price तो कुछ change नहीं किया पेप्सी ने. So according to law of demand, the demand should also not change. But it is a substitute product of another competitor. So if the competitor is changing the price, the demand for us will also change. Okay, in the uh, opposite sense. Okay, that means इसका भी product price increases, तो इसका demand will go up. Okay, in the positive sense. In complementary goods, in complementary products, this is my car. Okay, it has too many spare parts and too many components which is need to be attached to this car. So if price of any of the components, if tires, if rubber, the price of rubber is increasing, the price of tire will increase. If price of tire will increase, the price of car will increase. Okay, so that is how they are related. Okay, without tires we cannot drive a car, we cannot build a car. So they are dependent on that. So that's the reason they are called as complementary products. They cannot be, what do you say, so sell, they cannot be sold separately. Okay, if price of one thing is increasing in that, the price of the then the main product will also increase. Okay, in this is a substitute, this is a complementary. Okay, when you don't have any numerical, but when you try to solve it, you will get a negative answer for a substitute product and a positive answer for a complementary product. Something you will get like that. Okay, when you try to solve it in the this. Okay, so ये हो गया. Then next, income elasticity. Income elasticity is when the price of the product is decreasing, when the percentage of the change in the quantity of demand of product X, the percentage change in the income. That means when a person is getting income, as and when he gets income, he'll have more money to spare. So if he have more money to spare, he will go out and buy more products for him. So the demand of the commodity will slightly starts increasing if the income of a person, of a consumer, is increasing. Okay, but there are two, one, what do you say, a hint, a twist for it. When a demand for that person, sorry, when the income of that person is increasing, then from the inferior goods he'll slowly start shifting to superior goods. Okay, S- the same thing, when the price of a product is same but the income of the consumer is increasing, then maybe he was eating a normal, what do you say, 40 rupees rice, 40 rupees ka rice he was consuming daily. Okay, because he had certain income. Now his income is rising and it is rising very fast, and the price of that rice is 40 rupees itself. And the next quality of rice, which is maybe basmati rice at 100 rupees per kg, now he can afford it very easily and he can have it daily. So now in that case, as his income is increased, he will uh, dump the original, the old rice which was costing 40 rupees, and he'll shift to new rice which is costing 100 rupees, which can be considered as superior good because it is 100 rupees per kg महंगा है. Okay, so he has shifted from inferior goods to superior goods because of his increase in the income. So one hint, one twist in this. technically what should have happened, the price of good, it is a normal good, the price, and it is a given good as well. Okay, inferior goods रहते हैं, given goods rise. So if the price of the product is same, the quantity which is demanded for that product should be same. Okay, but it is saying ceteris paribus in the law of demand. That is, other thing also remains constant, then that will happen. The other thing will include income also. If the income of the person changes, then it will not be as per the law of demand, because the price has not changed of that inferior goods. The quantity should also not change, but that income factor is affecting the demand for that inferior good, and the person who is getting more income is dumping the inferior goods and switching over to superior goods. So that is one thing we can hear. If the income is not that much, it is not increasing that much, then the demand for inferior goods will go up. Okay, as the income is increasing. Okay, but if the income increases much more, the it will he will shift to superior goods, and the demand for inferior goods will go down. Okay, so last thing, uh, advertisement elasticity. In this, percentage change in the quantity of demanded sales of product divided by the percentage change in the advertising or promotional expenses. Okay, straightforward. If the company is doing advertisement, if company is promoting the product, technically the demand for that product should also rise. Okay, and maybe you will study how to measure this elasticity. Okay, or measure what is the effect of advertisement on the products. Yeah, you will study, yeah, I guess you might have studied, or you might be studying this in marketing in any subject. So if what it says, whatever advertisement you are doing, what is the impact of that advertisement? Okay, it can be more, it can be less, or it can be exactly what you have assumed it. Okay, if you have done an advertisement and you are expecting 10% rise in the sales. Okay, but once you do the advertisement and you got 30% rise in the sales, that means your advertisement was highly elastic. Okay, the demand of the product, the sales of the product has suddenly risen, has increased by 30%, but your change in the advertisement expenses has only risen by 10%. So 10% ka extra advertisement I have did, and 30% ka extra sales I have achieved. So then 30 divided by 20, maybe percentage hai, 30 divided by 20, 3 by 10. So my elasticity is more than 1. It is coming 3, right? So in that case, when elasticity is more than 1, then what you have studied in the elasticity of demand, if the elasticity is more than 1, then it is highly elastic. Okay, a small change in the advertising expenses has caused a huge change in the demand of the product, so it is highly elastic. If this is also 10% and this is also 10%, then you will get elasticity as 1. Okay, that means whatever expenses I have increased, 10% extra advertising I'm doing, 10% extra sales I'm getting, or extra demand of my product is happening, then in that case the elasticity will be 1, just 1. So that is unitary elastic. जितना एडवर्टाइजमेंट में इंक्रीज किया खर्चा, उतना ही एग्जैक्टली सेल्स इंक्रीज हो गए. So my elasticity is 1. The opposite can also happen. If I increase the expenses by 10%, but my demand of the product is just 5, increases is 5%. So in that case, elasticity is less than 1. Okay, so it is inelastic. Okay, whatever the changes in price, my or the expenses of the advertising expenses, the quantity of demand has not that changed. Okay, so you can link this with that also. Okay, so this is what is there. ठीक है बस आज के लिए काफी है. ठीक है, anything you want to ask? Okay, good. अच्छा, I hope everyone has written good morning or present, sir.